So, Pikachu is a short, chubby rodent Pokemon. It is covered in yellow fur with 2 horizontal brown stripes on its back. It has a small mouth, long pointed ears with black tips, and brown eyes. Each cheek has a red circle that contains a pouch for electricity storage. It has short forearms with 5 fingers on each paw, and its feet each have 3 toes. At the base of its lightning bolt-shaped tail is a patch of brown fur, and the female has a V-shaped notch at the end of its tail, which looks like the top of a heart. Pikachu is classified as a quadruped, and it has been known to mostly stand and walk on its hind legs. Pikachus live in groups in forested areas, and they communicate amongst themselves using squeaks and tail shaking as friendly gestures. Electricity can be used by them to receive and send messages to other Pikachus, as well as with other electric Pokemon species. So the first question that comes to the minds of Pikachu fans is that how does Pikachu produce so much electricity? The ability to produce electricity in animals is primarily due to specialized cells known as electroplaques, which are found in electric eels. So, on Pikachu's cheek are 2 red circle-shaped pouches which are used for storing its electricity. They turn yellow and spark with electricity when Pikachu is about to use an electric attack. It has also been known to generate small surges of electrical energy in anger or for protection. So, the electrical sacs are almost certainly electricity-generating organs, such as those in the electric eel, which are composed of large networks of electroplaques. The colored sacs and lightning bolt-shaped tail are examples of aposematism, which is typical in animals with anti-predator capabilities. They are used to inform potential predators that an animal is poisonous, venomous, or otherwise dangerous. These traits, which are widely shared by many other well-understood organisms, lend credibility to Pikachu's claimed existence. From an evolutionary standpoint, it is highly likely that Pikachu and electric eels shared a common ancestor. Pikachu, being mouse-like, is a member of the Mammalia class, which are members of Tetrapoda. Electric eels, being fish with fin rays, are members of the Actinopterygii class. So all tetrapods were evolved from Sarcopterygii, and Sarcopterygii and Actinopterygii are members of the Osteichthyes class. Therefore, Pikachu and electric eels have the same ancestry. Most probably their common ancestor was an electricity-generating fish, and a small number of which probably evolved fleshy fins, limbs, and later they evolved into the Pikachu we know today. So now, let's have a look at the evolution of Pikachu. Let's start with Pichu. So Pichu is a small, ground-dwelling rodent Pokemon with pale yellow fur. Its ear tips, collar, and tail are black and angular. Pichu's pink cheek pouches can store small amounts of electricity, and its tiny nose looks like a dot. And when Pichu evolves, it transforms into a Pikachu. Pichu is a social Pokemon known for its playful and mischievous demeanor. It is usually found in groups and often touches tails with other Pichus as a show of courage, which creates a shower of sparks that can make them cry. It is inept at storing electricity and may discharge if amused, startled, or subjected to shock. However, it cannot discharge without being shocked by the electricity itself. So Pichu evolves into Pikachu, and Pikachu evolves into Raichu. Raichu is a bipedal, rodent-like Pokemon. Raichu is covered in dark orange fur with a white belly. Its bifurcated ears are brown on the outside, yellow on the inside, and end in a distinctive curl. There is a circular marking on each cheek where its electric sacs are, and it has a triangular, dark brown nose. Its arms and feet have patches of brown fur at the end, and the soles of its long feet are tan with a circular orange pad in the center. On its back are two horizontal brown stripes, and its long, thin tail has a lightning bolt-shaped end. Raichu's tail is used to gather electricity from the atmosphere, or it can be planted in the ground to search for electricity. It also protects Raichu from its own high-voltage power. Raichu can store over 100,000 volts of electricity. If Raichu's sacs are fully charged, its ears will stand straight up and its muscles will become stimulated. However, it will become aggressive if it has stored too much electricity and stress. So in order to keep itself from reaching this state, it discharges electricity through its tail into the ground, which leads to scorched patches near its nest. Pokemon fans like seeing their favorite Pokemon's evolution, but Ash's Pikachu never evolved during the story. This disappointed many fans, but there is a good reason behind this. So initially, there were a couple of reasons for Pikachu to refuse to evolve. When Ash fought against Surge and his Raichu, he was mocked by Surge for not evolving his Pikachu and making it strong as soon as possible. So Surge defeated Pikachu with its Raichu, and later, Ash and Pikachu were given a Thunderstone so that his Pikachu could evolve. But they concluded that doing so just to win would make them no better than Surge. Later, they ended up beating Surge and his Raichu in a rematch, proving that Pokemon don't need to evolve to win. So Ash managed to win because Pikachu was able to learn speed-based moves like agility and quick attack, which it could only learn as a Pikachu. On the other hand, Surge couldn't teach his Raichu these moves because he evolved it too quickly. With this advantage, Ash and Pikachu were able to outmaneuver their opponents and beat them, despite having a major difference in their strength. So even after defeating Surge and his Raichu, Ash's Pikachu refused to evolve, and the reason for this is simple. It's because he wants to keep getting stronger as a Pikachu and prove that in order to win a fight, he doesn't need to evolve. Ash and his abnormal Pikachu story. So Pikachu was once a lonely wild Pichu who lived in the woods in the outskirts of Pallet Town. After falling off a cliff, he was saved by a mother Kangaskhan, who, after realizing Pichu had nowhere to go, placed Pichu in her pouch and took him into her care. Eventually, Pichu and the child Kangaskhan grew bigger, and carrying them both became a burden to the mother. Realizing this, Pichu left his adoptive mother's pouch in the middle of the night, while Kangaskhan's pack was asleep. Turning back to say goodbye to his family, his feelings of gratitude caused him to evolve into Pikachu. After taking a moment to realize what had just happened to him, Pikachu finished his goodbyes and left for parts unknown. At some point after his departure, Pikachu was caught and was eventually placed under the possession of Professor Oak, and this Pikachu was Ash's first Pokemon. So after Ash sleeps in and arrives late to Professor Oak's laboratory, he is not able to receive a regular starter Pokemon. Seeing how desperate Ash was, Oak offered him a wild and untamed Pikachu that he had in his lab, and Ash gladly accepted. Although Pikachu did not like Ash in the beginning and hurt him intentionally with his electric-type attacks. But after Ash risked his own life to save Pikachu's, they became the best of friends and started their journey together through the different regions of the world of Pokemon. So after Ash gained Pikachu's loyalty, Pikachu became extremely loyal to Ash and has maintained this loyalty. And while he's not always immediately trusting of strangers, he's generally friendly to humans and Pokemon alike. He also acted as a guardian and big brother to Misty's Togepi and has been seen meditating and even breaking up fights among other Pokemon. Pikachu even has a special fondness for ketchup, but he will also eat and enjoy almost any other human or Pokemon food. Pikachu, like his trainer, is always happy to battle. He often tries his very best, but when he loses, he doesn't complain or feel bad about himself, especially when Ash reassures him. Ash and Pikachu are almost identical personality-wise, and thus are the perfect match for one another. In general, Pikachu as a species are not particularly powerful, but Ash's Pikachu is a notable anomaly, overcoming odds in battle numerous times. Ash's Pikachu has triumphed over some very powerful Pokémon that had previously defeated several of Ash's other Pokémon, such as Drake's Dragonite, Tyson's Metagross, and Karina's Mega Lucario. He was also the second Pokémon in the anime to defeat a legendary Pokémon in battle, defeating Brandon's Regice to win the Brave symbol. However, at times, Pikachu has lived up to his species' frail and brittle strengths, particularly in gym battles, where he was defeated with relative ease by his opponent. For example, he was overpowered very easily by Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, Sabrina's Kadabra, Blaine's Magma, Bugsy's Scyther, Chuck's Poliwrath, Roark's Rampardos, Fantina's Drifblim, Cressa's Panpo, and Viola's Surskit. In addition, Pikachu tends to noticeably struggle when an opponent hinders his mobility in some fashion. So, even with his high level of electrical power, Pikachu has not stopped learning new attacks. Upon learning that Roxanne, the Rustboro gym leader, used rock types, Ash had Pikachu begin learning Iron Tail. After training hard, Pikachu finally perfected it. He used it to defeat Roxanne's Nosepass and earn Ash his first Hoenn badge. In addition to giving Pikachu an advantage over rock types, Iron Tail has allowed Pikachu to defeat many other powerful opponents. Just like this move, his Pikachu also learns a variety of moves to fight different kinds of opponents. So I think that's all we need to know about Pikachu for now. So yeah, that's all, and thanks for watching.